Hi everyone, happy weekend. I hope all is well. Welcome to another weekend review. I'm here just bringing you the top headlines of the week that's been going on. You can like this video. If you miss it, you can watch the replay on this feed, or you can catch the video uploaded on YouTube after this, or you can catch the clips on Twitter and TikTok. So here it goes. So I'm actually reading the COVID cases because people act like COVID is over, which is really not. I'm tracking it from the CDC because according to the Johns Hopkins website, they stopped collecting data as of 3/10, which I'm like, y'all bugging out here because COVID is still happening. But I digress. So according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, also known as the CDC, the United States have currently, because I'm going by the U.S., because they don't have the world one here like how, has it. So it's 103,672,529 cases of COVID-19, confirmed cases of COVID-19. There are 1,119,762 fatalities. The current hospital trends is 16,728. And the number of people boosted is 16.3. And let me find the total of vaccinated people in the country because I know it's at 70-something%. Just want to make sure that number is accurate. So, according to the usfacts.org, at least 269,554,116 people have received their first dose. That's 81% of people in this country. But the overall vaccinated people are 934, which that's 69% of the population, but St. John had 71, or no, John Hopkins had 71%. So it's in a 70-something% percentile, right? It's in that range. And there's more women vaccinated than men, which, duh, you already know. If you go by age, people over 65 years older are vaccinated versus people that are 50 to 64 and 25 to 49. So the most vaccinated people is the Native Hawaiian and Pacific Islander, followed by the Asian community. Then is the American Indian and Alaska Native. Then the Hispanic community. Then it's multiple races. So the black and white community, which is not the most vaccinated out of all, but we're getting there. And if you look at states, my state, this 79% is fully vaccinated and 92% got their one dose. But when you look at all these other states in vaccinations in progress, you have Alabama, only 52% of people are fully vaccinated, followed by Alaska. No, was it Arkansas? Alaska. Only 64% vaccinated. Arizona, 63% are vaccinated. Arizona's more of a purple state. But then you go to Arkansas, there we go. Only 56% vaccinated. Florida, only 68% vaccinated. Georgia, 68% of people in Florida is vaccinated, while 56% of people in Georgia is vaccinated. 55% of people in Indiana is vaccinated. Or actually 57% people in Idaho, only 55% of them is vaccinated. Iowa, only 63% is vaccinated. Kansas, 64% is vaccinated. Kentucky, 58% is vaccinated. 54% is vaccinated in Louisiana. 53% of people in Missouri is vaccinated. Or actually, it's Mississippi. 53% is vaccinated, while 57% of people in yeah, I know, Joseph. 57% of people in Missouri is vaccinated. 58% of people in Montana is vaccinated. 65% of Nebraskans are vaccinated. 62% of people in Nevada is vaccinated. 69% of people in New Hampshire is vaccinated. 73% of people in New Mexico is vaccinated. 65% of people in North Carolina is vaccinated. 57% of people in North Dakota is vaccinated. 59% of Ohioans is vaccinated. 59% of people from Oklahoma is vaccinated. 59% of people in South Carolina is vaccinated. 64%. So we're looking at a trend of not that many people in red states vaccinated. When you look at the blue states, you look at my state, 79% fully vaccinated. California, shocked, 74%. I would have thought more wouldn't have been vaccinated. Let's see. New Jersey, 77% is vaccinated. Connecticut, 81% is vaccinated. Connecticut is the state above me. 71% of people in Delaware is vaccinated. 82% of people in DC is vaccinated. 80% of people in Hawaii is vaccinated. 82% of people in Maine is vaccinated. 78% of people in Maryland is vaccinated. 82% of people in Massachusetts is vaccinated. 61%, I'm very disappointed, but I'm not surprised in Michigan. 61% is vaccinated. 71% of people in Minnesota is vaccinated. I mean, listen. I read from US Facts, and then I read from the CDC. So let me just say my spiel on COVID. COVID is not over. COVID is still here. Still wear your mask. If you didn't get vaccinated, please get your shot. Because it seems like this shit ain't really gonna go away till like towards the end of this year. People are like gathering, that's fine. You haven't seen your folks in a while, that's great and all, but be safe. Don't be around so many people that you're gonna get your precious family members, people that are immune compromised or people are sick. Like, I still wear my mask. People like look at me like I'm crazy and weird. I'm like, no, I still wear it because all these trifecta of viruses is going on. We still have COVID. People are still catching this shit. There are people still hospitalized. There's 16,000 people in this country that's still vaccinated from COVID. There's people that's getting long COVID because they caught COVID more than once or caught COVID very bad. So you might want to either get vaccinated or wear your mask. Do both. I can't tell people what to do, but I'm advising you to be safe. Because this thing here ain't going away no time soon. Like, it's here. It's here. And if you didn't get your booster, get your booster. That's all I'm telling you. Now we're moving on to other things. So, got those things out of the way. So, that bum that I don't name that served in the White House is being criminally, probably on the verge of being criminally prosecuted, being indicted on the following. So I would like to go to So, this bum lashes out at the New York District Attorney who invited him to testify before the grand jury here. His alleged involvement in the hush money payments during his 2016 presidential campaign, describing Alvin Bragg, my DA, as a racist who only cares about getting Trump. The former bum attorneys confirmed to the Associated Press on Thursday that an invitation has been extended by the Manhattan District Attorney's Office concerning the payments made to adult film star Stormy Daniels by Trump's then lawyer, which is Michael Cohen, such as a request often indicates a decision on possible indictment soon. And if charges are brought, which it will be, it would make Donald Trump the first indictment of a former president, and which he's not, and could damage his hopes of retaking his tenure in the 2024 race, where he remains the big name to declare the candidacy for Republicans. And so the lawyer confirmed that the Manhattan DA's attorney had offered an invitation to his client to testify next week. And he said, to me, it's much ado about nothing, whatever. And it's just an example of them weaponizing the justice system against him. It's sort of unfair. If anything, the Justice Department has been unfair to black people, but I digress. On Thursday, the bum took his Truth social media platform to repost claims that he made 5 days earlier, which claimed that Bragg was relying on the testimony of a convicted felon, disbarred lawyer with zero credibility, with referencing to Michael Cohen, who was once his ace boon coon, and which he admitted to, what he did. And Bragg, who was the first Manhattan DA in history of this office as a racist, accused him of not only caring about what he said were record levels of violence and vicious crimes being committed in Manhattan. He only cares about getting Trump, he said. Earlier of the evening, Trump released a statement in which he said he did absolutely nothing wrong and refuted claims that he had even had an affair with Daniels, who he was paid $130,000. I think he had sex with her. He described as being a fake case. And he said this is a political witch hunt, and the Republican Party is by far in the Republican, while at the same time they're also leading all Democrats. That's a hypothetical poll. He also described Bragg as the Soros-backed radical leftist prosecutor who has been in place in office by Department of Injustice to get Trump. He actually won his race. Bragg, a Democrat who previously and an assistant attorney general of New York and an assistant U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York. Look it up. That's his resume, for real. I looked it up myself. According to the National Police Association, he was backed by billionaire philanthropists in his job for the race. He approached the Manhattan District Attorney's Office via direct message to the Director of Communications and the U.S. Department of Justice by email for comment. Newsweek. They messy too. But let me just say this. That bum is in trouble. I won't be surprised. My state will be the first people to actually get an indictment, because that might happen. I'm also hoping for Georgia, but I know Fannie has an uphill battle, because the reason why she has an uphill battle is because the state legislator in Georgia, they suck. And so does the judge. DC, Jack Smith is taking his time, crossing his I's, dotting his T's on everything before he makes an announcement, because his is more on the insurrection. I'm assuming. Here in New York, it's about campaign finance laws, financial laws, breaking financial laws. We don't play that shit here. You can ask Bernie Madoff. But as I said, that bum is in trouble. He's going to get his. And the first people that's going to give it to him is the state of New York. That includes The attorney general and most likely the district attorney. The one that's in the Manhattan County. That's the New York County. That's Alvin Bragg's office. So Donald Trump is going to get his shit. He's going to get it. By all means. Like, here, we don't play with our finance laws. Like, we take that shit seriously. And I hope Fannie, get him too. And she's not only getting him, but she's getting Rudolph Giuliani of South Brooklyn and Lindsey Olin Graham of South Carolina. She's getting them. She's getting them while the AG here and the DA in Manhattan County, they're going to get Donald Trump. And if the U.S. attorney, who is also a black man, gets involved, Donald Trump is done. Because all three will work together. So, Donald, keep yapping. The more you talk, the more in danger you're going to be. As they said, girl, you in danger. Just saying. But since we're on 2024, and since this bump most likely will probably get the thing, which that would be crazy if he gets this and he'll be criminally indicted, which is crazy. We got these presidential elections, which I'm going to get into, but we got these senator races as well. Of course, congressional races is every 2 years. But we got these Senate races going on in Michigan, which I don't understand why. That primary, California, and Arizona. And I forgot one more state. All I know, I can understand the one in Arizona and California. Even though the one in Arizona, I'm still disappointed in, because now the congressman that's running against the so-called independent is making bad political moves. Not good. California, you have the whiteboard lady, aka Katie Porter, Congressman Adam Schiff, Congresswoman Barbara Lee, which I would love to see a black woman in the Senate. No disrespect to Adam Schiff, but I would love to see a black woman in the Senate, because we haven't had one since the vice president. So I would like to see her in there. She deserves it. I mean, let's recognize real, right? As for Michigan, I don't know why this particular congresswoman decides that she wants to run to challenge the current sitting U.S. senator, who actually delivers for the people in her state, for the black people in her state, who votes for Democratic agenda 90-something% of the time. Almost damn near 100. If I look this information up right now in real time, I'll look at her voting record. I just put voting record on there. Let's go back here. So I just looked up Debbie Stabenow's voting record, the senior senator for Michigan, the state of Michigan. So her margin with the current president is at a 98.5 percentile. That's damn near 100. She voted yes for providing appropriations for various federal departments and agencies for fiscal year 23, updating the processes of appointing and tallying up. She voted no, I believe, for providing congressional disapproval of governing charter school grants. She voted to retain certain railroad and labor organizations to accept. She voted to repealing the Defense of Marriage Act. She did. She voted repealing, to recognize same-sex marriages. She also voted to extend the government funding and providing money for Ukraine, allowing Medicaid to negotiate prices. She voted yes for that. She voted yes to supporting domestic production of semiconductors. She voted to expand healthcare eligibility for veterans. Let's see. She voted against nominating Ketanji Brown Jackson. She voted to provide money for semiconductors. Let's see. She voted, to nominate Shalonda D. Young to the director of OMB. She basically votes with the president 98%. That's a lot with the president. So for Elisa Slotkin to challenge Debbie Stabenow has to be the dumbest shit in the world. She's in the purple district. That seat can flip Republican. Why would you challenge a sitting senator who votes 98% with their party? Elise Slotkin, let's look at her voting record. Because that shit is crazy. Yeah, her voting record is 100% with the president. However, you giving up your seat to run to challenge a sitting senator that delivers, that can actually win statewide, is stupid. So, Elisa Slotkin, good luck on your senatorial campaign. I hope it's a success. If you beat Debbie, which I highly doubt, that can never happen, that's great. But then again, you just made your seat a vulnerable seat to you challenging a Republican. So thank you for basically almost making that seat as a Republican seat. And this is for anybody that wants to challenge sitting politicians that can actually win statewide or win a district in a whole. Like, you want to be careful and want to study how the constituents are, because these sitting congressional folks, these sitting senators have a relationship with their constituents. Most of them do. The majority of them do. And it's the name recognition. It's what they bring to the state or to their district, the money that they bring. Because these people that sit in Congress, they bring money back to their district. Like, I don't know why Elisa Slotkin is challenging Debbie Stabenow. I don't even know why the guy that I listened to on a space tonight is challenging a sitting congressional person who actually delivers for their state, who actually could win the black voters. Like, some of these quote unquote progressives and some of these quote unquote centrists and moderate people challenging the establishment, like, you're not going to get anywhere. You might as well just stay where you are and build your years, run for local office, or stay in your fucking seat, Elisa Slotkin, and do something. You got 100%. It's a mess. Yes, Joseph, he was a hot mess. So, challenging these folks, challenging sitting, seasoned senators, representatives that can win their district, it's an oxymoron. It's an oxymoron. So if you think your ideas can win people over, God bless you. But if you can't turn people out to the polls, if people don't know who you are and what you're going to deliver, and if it's not practical and if it doesn't make sense, people are not going to vote for it. So this dude that was just saying all the things plausible, and Elisa Slotkin trying to challenge somebody, like, you're not even known throughout the whole state. And you almost lost your election a couple of times. Why the hell would you want to challenge somebody that can win statewide and has been doing it many years? Because I don't get it. If you think you're challenging the system, it's dumb. That's all I'm saying. It's just straight up dumb. And then the presidential election. Ooh, don't get me started on that one. So, I'm not worried about the Republican Party as of yet, because they are all in a disarray. Like, the Republican Party can't even decide whether they want to be MAGA or they want to be, the middle of the road people, or they want to be Reagan conservatives. Like, being a Reagan conservative was the shit, because it really wasn't. I mean, they're the reason why shit is fucked up and shit is divided today, 42 years later. And the MAGA party, also known as the Tea Partiers, half of those Republicans were playing footsie with them. So they're getting what they deserve. So now it's a whole mess. They don't know they want to vote for Nikki Haley, the bum, or an alternative that can have those policies like the bum, but be well-dressed and be well-spoken. I mean, some of them didn't even show up to CPAC last weekend. So it's a whole mess. But back to the Democratic Party. We know our president is going to run. He didn't announce that. He's going to run. He's going to run with Vice President Kamala Harris. But then you got this crystal Columbus lady named Marianne Deborah Wilson, who is primarying a sitting president as she got any chance in hell. Well, y'all know I kind of like went in on her, but that was just the soft version because she came after me. So it's always going to be beef all the time. Like, you compare me to the Proud Boys, I will always have that smoke for you. I will drag you and I don't care. You old enough to be my mother, I could disrespect her because she deserves all the disrespect that she's going to get. But she had the freaking audacity, the caucasity, the Karenacity, the Karenness. That bold woman had the audacity to attack. Not Ketanji Brown Jackson, Karine Jean-Pierre, who is the first black and openly gay woman to serve as the press secretary. She had a whole fucking litany to say about her. But before I do anything, because I'm scrolling, oh gee, I tweet a lot. So here is the initial video from Karine Jean-Pierre.
Is the president annoyed, frustrated with Marianne Williamson for jumping in the race ahead of him? Did he want a clear field to run against the Republican nominee in 2024?
Just not tracking that. I mean, if I had a what is it called? A little globe here, crystal ball, then I can tell you. But I imagine 8-ball, whatever. If I could feel her aura, I just don't have it. I just don't have anything to share on that. Oh gosh, you guys are making me laugh now.
And then here goes the Karen herself, Marianne Deborah Wilson.
Which I've never spoken. I was so sad to see the commentary of the president's press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre, about me, about crystal balls, which I've never spoken or written about, and auras, which I've never spoken or written about, and just speaking so derisively and in such mocking terms about someone who is running for president of the United States. And as a woman, and this is the Democratic Party, I have a constitutional right to run, and my candidacy is about substantive issues and policies. I have made it clear in interview after interview that the president is a nice man and that I have no interest in taking personal pot shots. But apparently the White House, or at least as expressed by Karine, doesn't share my commitment to the high ground. The hypocrisy here is something that all of us can see, because the president has said on his first day in office that anyone in his administration who spoke disrespectfully about anyone would be fired on the spot. Now,
I'm not playing the rest of that. So, Marianne, you are a joke. Like, your whole campaign is a joke. Like, this is the second time you're running. Like, you was a joke the first time, and you're a joke the second time. You have nothing to offer. Everything you said in your campaign ad is what the president is doing already. Like, I don't understand your purpose of running. You're not Bernie Sanders. You're not Elizabeth Warren. And do I like Bernie Sanders' politics? No, but he sold it better than you do, because you can't sell shit. So therefore, you have no chance, you make no sense, and you're just lame. Keep writing your goddamn books, because no one doesn't want to feel your aura. Yes, I say feel your aura, because nobody got a crystal ball, because your crystal ball is your time is running up. So girlfriend, you are so on to do whatever you want to do, just not in politics. Yeah, she said, girlfriend, you so on. The fuck? Like, I don't get why this country let people like her with no political experience to run. Like her and Andrew Yang. And speaking of that interview, I would like to, search for that. So Andrew Yang let Marianne Williamson tout Southern strategy racism in real time in this. So yes, guys, you do need to stay in her lane.
It's not representative of the Democrats. One of the dynamics I think that's used to justify having South Carolina first and New Hampshire and Iowa not is that South Carolina is more diverse. New Hampshire is predominantly white. Iowa is predominantly white. And there's an argument that that's not representative of the country. It's not representative of the Democratic Party. But one of the things that pains me about is that it accelerates or increases the polarization between the two parties, where if you say to certain types of voters, it's like, well, sorry, rural white Midwesterners, not a priority for the Democratic Party anymore. We're going to go to diversifying areas. And then the people that are in those states still, including the, whatever it is, 1% of Iowans who are still Democrats, are looking up saying, wait a minute, like what just happened?
in addition to everything else, it's stupid. When Lyndon Johnson signed civil rights legislation, he said, we just lost the South for a generation. He didn't say we just lost it for 50 years. He said we lost it for a generation. And when the Democratic Party, in just the way that you said, just kind of blew off the South, That was ridiculous. You don't just give ground like that. And now you're talking about giving ground in certain rural states, etc. The Democratic Party should be standing for rural America. The Democratic Party should be standing for Southern America, the American South. And the problems, the deepest problems in the rural communities as well as in the American South are economic problems. The Democratic Party needs to return to its traditional value of unabashed advocacy for the working people of the United States, not just the managerial elite. I mean, it's stupid on top of everything else, but it's also a swing away from the principles on which we purport to stand. You know, it's also very dangerous because Franklin Roosevelt said that we would not have to worry about a fascist or authoritarian takeover as long as democracy delivered on its blessings. So here, the Democratic elite who say to someone like me, you can't do this, you shouldn't do this, because somebody primarying Biden, you know, all this, it's so big on it, primary Biden. Last time that happened, Jimmy Carter lost. What, Ronald Reagan had nothing to do with that? You're going to blame the whole thing on Teddy Kennedy? But more importantly, the problem, if we have an authoritarian threat in our midst, which we do, the issue is not to suppress democracy, the issue is to use democracy.
I had enough of this racist shit. So, Marianne Deborah Williamson, once again, you're not fit to serve in any political position. I'm going to say it. You're not. You're not fit to be a mayor because you said that. You're not fit to be a governor because you said that, because there's a tweet that you said that. And you're not fit to serve as the president of the United States. As long as I'm living in this country, that I am alive on this American soil, I will never refer to you as any president. And you will not even get past your primary. You will have to drop out before even the primary has started, because you know why? Because you're not fit. That racist shit that you're talking and said the Democratic Party needs to go back to its values. So you want them to go back to the way things were, where it was just for white people only, because that's what you're indicating is it for white people instead of diversifying. The party is diverse. I'm the party, okay? I am the backbone of the party. Not you, lady. Not white working class Americans. Because those same white working class Americans that voted for Lyndon B. Johnson, they voted for, let's see, Richard Nixon, Ford, Reagan, Bush 41, Bush 43, and that last knucklehead. They did not vote overwhelmingly for, let's see, Jimmy Carter, not really too much Bill Clinton, not Al Gore, not John Kerry when they both ran, not too much President Obama, even though some in the Rust Belt did, but not in a large number. And they did not vote for Biden. It was black people that deliver for those presidents. Not that white working class. That shit died a long time ago. So this is why people like Marianne Williamson is not to be taken seriously. And if you got a problem with me criticizing your girl, then you suck and you're a bum and you're a crybaby. That's all I'm saying. I can openly criticize Marianne Williamson as I want, as I please, because one, she's a racist. She's a misogynistic person. She expresses her misogynoir. She has a problem with black people, black women, especially when we serve her with criticism. She criticized, let's see, Karine Jean-Pierre. She criticized the vice president, and she came for me. Like I said, it will always be beef. It will always be on site with Marianne Williamson. Because why? Because she came for me. She compared me to the Proud Boys. Okay? She compared me to the Proud Boys. So every time when she trends or do something stupid, I'm going to remind everyone what she said to me. Because screenshots, they last forever. They last forever. And videos like that can be screen recorded and people can hold on to that shit forever. So great job, Marianne Williamson, for exposing yourself as a racist demon. There we go. And speaking of more Marianne Williamson stuff, so TYNT seemed like they had an issue with White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre criticizing Marianne Williamson. So I would like to play this video for y'all on how they came for her in the most egregious way. Yeah, they do. They have an issue with black women.
Ahead of him.
Globe here. Where's the wall? Then I can tell you. But I imagine 8-ball, whatever. If I could feel her aura, I just don't have anything. I just don't have anything to share on that.
Like, listen, I get that the chances of Marianne Williamson beating Biden in the primary is going to be difficult, very slim. But the smugness in that response, the arrogance in that response is unbearable. Absolutely unbearable. A bridge too far, to say the least.
Okay, there's two different problems with that clip. Number one is the press secretary's reaction, which is prototypical Capitol in the Hunger Games. Like, oh, who's she? Oh, and her aura and her crystal ball. Looking down on her nose at everybody. Marianne Williamson makes terrific points about corporate rule in America and how Democrats are not looking out for the agenda that they claim to represent. Did she address any of that? Of course not. And all she does is this dismissive, elitist sneer that the American people can't stand. Mm-hmm. So it's also terrible politics, even if all you wanted was the person that.
So, Cenk Uygur, once again, is expressing his white adjacency. Because, people are like, why you call him white? Well, he is white adjacency. And Anna, you, see, you calling her condescending. How dare you, when you are the most condescending person to ever report anything. And it seems like you, Anna, are envious and jealous of black women. Like, anything that black women do in politics, you always got something to say out of your goddamn mouth. I want to know why are you such a hater? Why is Anna Katzmarin such a goddamn hater? It's because mainstream media don't want to book you? Because it seems like TYNT ain't paying you enough. I mean, you look kind of rough every time when you on camera. Like, your edges look kind of rough. You dress inappropriate because you do. For a media personality, you look crazy. You don't look polished. You don't. You mad? Are you that mad? Like, y'all calling the press secretary condescending and looking up her nose at people? Y'all look up your nose up at people. Y'all the jealous assholes. And I'm glad TYNT blocked me, because your channel ain't shit. What y'all report are lies. Y'all get y'all source from the freaking Intercept. The fucking Intercept. What is the Intercept, people? Because obviously the Intercept ain't reporting anything real. And no, I don't use the Intercept for any sources, because I don't give a damn. I will never donate to the Intercept. So Anna and Cenk, the hell with y'all. Y'all will continue to lose viewership because y'all haven't been on anything, honestly. Like, I just resurrect y'all from the dead. I resurrect y'all from the dead because y'all came for the press secretary. Y'all did. So enjoy your irrelevant lives on TYNT. I hope that Republican money will keep y'all fooled, keep y'all straight. I don't know. But I highly doubt it. I don't like them, okay? I don't like TYNT. So, until then, folks, I went off on a tangent. Have a good night. Peace out. Deuces. Check you later.